Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the SmoovePlayz podcast. Happy Thursday. And you know what that means. It's Thursday night football. First game of week three. First 2 weeks have been incredible so far, and we're kicking this one off on week three with a divisional game. And these divisional games so far have been pretty interesting.
Yeah, they have been, but I think this Thursday, I could be wrong, but I think this will be one of the lesser interesting divisional games.
Yeah, I kind of agree. We have the 2-0 Buffalo Bills hosting the 0-2 Miami Dolphins. I mean, two teams that are about as far apart on the spectrum as you could get in the NFL right now. I mean, you got a team that is probably a top three, top two team in the NFL, depending on who you ask. And then you got the Miami Dolphins, who are a bottom three team in some people's opinion in the NFL. So it's a divisional game, though. Anything can happen.
Yeah, anything can happen, but also we got to remember the Dolphins are really bad, but I feel like easily could have won last week at home versus New England. But they're also just historically a lot better at home. So coming into Buffalo, it's going to be a tough matchup here. Or historically might not be the word, but I feel like whenever they play at home, it's always tough to go down to Miami and win. But coming up here to Buffalo is going to be a tough game for the Dolphins. So what do you think? Actually, I guess the biggest news for the Dolphins, I guess, would be the news just every time Mike McDaniel has an interview, it looks like he's been up for 20, like 48 hours straight.
Yeah, Mike McDaniel, man. At first, I feel like everybody was kind of, laughing along with Mike McDaniel because of the interviews and just the character that he had. But now that, people, I feel like people are just kind of getting fed up with it, and now it's just people kind of clowning on him. And I mean, that kind of leads me into my first question for you. I mean, how much longer do you think that Miami can go with Mike McDaniel as their head coach, realistically?
I mean, it's really early in the season, but I I really think they can let him probably finish out the year. Like honestly, their roster, I mean, they probably won't. Like he'll probably get fired midseason. I know he's on the hot seat, but their roster isn't great. Like they're not a contender. Um and their offense should be better than what it is, at least through 2 weeks. But they put up 27 last week. Their defense is young. They just don't have a great roster. And also their quarterback is just, I mean, he's always injured. So like in terms of Mike McDaniel's success in Miami, I mean, he's had a backup QB a lot there. So honestly, the answer to your question, I don't know how long his leash should be. If it gets ugly, like if they start out like 2-7 or something, they'll probably let him go around week 10, something like that. Maybe they start out 0-6 and they just cut the leash there. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's pretty tough to say. I don't agree with, even if you lose this game, it's tough because it's like the fan base I feel like has been calling for it for, even in the off season. So it's tough to like, and the worse you get, like the worse your record gets as games go on, like those calls are only going to get louder. And it's
Yeah.
like, how long can you kind of, ignore it type of thing? And yeah, this is definitely not a favorable matchup. Um, but you did mention that, like you said, this is a divisional game, and the Dolphins did, I think, look better in week two, and I think that um, is a game they definitely could have won. Granted, against the Patriots, who, I mean, the Patriots are a weird team. Some people think
Yeah.
that they can be really good. Some people think that they're not going to be good at all. So I guess it's up to your personal preference on how good you think the Patriots are. But definitely a game that I think Miami could have won, and they played well enough to win. But yeah, I think it's tough to just completely not flip, but completely go out and be like, all right, we're 3 weeks into the year and we're done with our head coach.
Yeah, I agree. That's very hard to do. I personally think that there's a much higher percent chance that they trade Tyreek Hill before they fire McDaniel.
Oh,
Uh,
Oh, like
And I think McDaniel will, like, I do think this is the last season, but I just don't like, I feel like firing a coach like mid-season, it's just a hard turnover. Like, just get
yeah.
through the year and just make your decision from there, I
Yeah,
think.
maybe they're looking for that interim head coach boost.
Yeah. Well, if the, the week after they fire him, if they do, they'll win. But after that, they're not going to win.
All right. Well, looking at this game, all right, pretty tough for Miami, but I mean, is there a way, in your opinion, for Miami to win this game?
I mean, there's always a way for a team to win a game. We're in the NFL. We're talking about the NFL here. So, yeah, there's a way to win. And the one advantage I do see for the Dolphins, I think they can attack this team on the perimeter, but also just the Dolphins' advantage in every game, just their speed in general. Like with Tyreek Hill and Waddle on the outside, I think they have better receivers than the Bills do corner. And then also you got a guy like Devon Achane who's in the backfield who you just got to get the ball in that guy's hands and he's going to make plays. I mean, he is electric. I don't know how the Dolphins defense are going to handle Josh Allen and them. I really don't have an answer for that. But I guess maybe like I guess the answer to them winning is just they need to outscore the Bills.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't I don't
I
think
mean, I
that's
couldn't
happening.
agree more. Like
Yeah.
that's I think that's the only way. It's just their offense is gonna have to play damn near perfect, I think. And you mentioned the speed, they got to use those advantages that they have in the speed category. Speed kills, and they got it. So I do like Devon Achane. I think he's going to be a big X factor as to why they will be competitive in this game. But I'm not going to lie. If I'm looking at, Buffalo's offense, I don't see any way that the Miami defense is going to be able to slow down Josh Allen.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's the question is can the Miami offense get going? Like we know what we're gonna get out of Josh Allen and those guys. It's just can Miami get going on offense?
Yeah. Can Miami get going on offense and then dive in and just rolling right over into what Buffalo needs to do to win? I don't think Buffalo needs to do anything special to win. I think all they need to do is not lose the game, if that makes any sense. Literally, you can't be going out there putting yourselves in long yardage situations because you had a holding penalty on 2nd and 10. You can't like false start 3 times in a row. You can't like not that the Bills have showed that they're going to do that, but like that's the kind of stuff in a divisional game you're just going to make those dumb mistakes, and that's what's going to keep a team like the Dolphins competing against you.
Yeah, no, I think you said that perfectly. The Bills just cannot beat themselves. The Dolphins are not going into Buffalo and beating the Bills. The Bills have to beat the Bills for the Dolphins to win this game.
All right. Well, so looking at the line, all right, we have Buffalo. They are favored very, very heavily in a divisional game by 11 and a half points. Dean, I mean, I think that I'm not gonna, tease it or anything because I think it's pretty obvious we're both gonna be rocking with the Bills here on Thursday night.
Yeah.
So let's see. What do you think about that spread? Do you think that 11 and a half is is you know too big for the Buffalo to cover, or do you think that you know they got it in them?
I think they definitely have it in them, and I also think that I agree with the number. I think that's a fair number, honestly, for these two teams. But I think if I was, I don't think I will be putting anything on this spread, honestly. I just don't love it. But if I had to, I think I'd take Miami in the points just because it's divisional game. Maybe they can be down, you know, 18 points or something and score a backdoor touchdown with, 2 minutes left and cover. I don't know, but I don't want to take that, but I guess that's my way of saying I'll close my eyes and take the points.
Hey, I mean, I hear you, and I'm gonna completely disagree. I love this line, and I know it's an NFL game, but since Tua Tagovailoa has been the quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, any time that he has played Josh Allen and lost, it has been by at the lowest 17 points, 28, 34, 35, and I think another 30 something. Like when the
Wow.
Dolphins lose to Buffalo, they lose bad. Like, I think that the Buffalo Bills are going to win this game and should have no problem covering 11 and a half. So give me Buffalo and give me the points all day.
I mean, I see where you're coming from. The Bills just won by 20 last week on the road. But I guess that's why I feel like it's just a little bit trappy. Like obviously the Bills are the I feel it's like, oh, the Bills won by 20 on the road. Why can't they beat the Dolphins by 12 at home? I don't know. I feel like I got to take the points, but I do get where you're coming from.
All right.
Um,
And
do you
for
have any touchdown scores?
Oh, I was gonna kind of dive into that one just a little bit. Instead of a touchdown score, real quick, I just want to, instead of a touchdown score, let's say who's a guy that you think is gonna have like their big primetime breakout game?
Primetime breakout game. You know where I'm going. He went to Florida State. I gotta go with Keon Coleman. I know Keon Coleman had scored a touchdown in that Sunday night game off that tip drill against Baltimore, but maybe this is a game Keon Coleman goes out there and puts up, two touchdowns tonight.
Yeah, I agree. I am right there with you. I think that this is gonna be the Keon Coleman breaking out. Just he's gonna come out and ball. Like I don't. I think this is gonna be his coming out party, and I think that Keon is gonna probably go out there, get 100 plus, probably like 8 catches or something, a touchdown,
Hmm.
maybe two. I think Keon Coleman is going to like this is gonna be his game to shine. And so
Fortune the
I,
Dolphins.
I'm very high on Keon Coleman this year, and this is a great game for him in prime time to go out against a bad defense and show like, hey, this is why I was drafted as a number one pick to ultimately replace Stephon Diggs.
I love that. I hope Keon Coleman has 200 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Dolphins tonight. I'd love to see him have a breakout game.
All right. Well, you got anything else?
I got nothing else. Let's just hope. I know you got. Yeah, I know you're on the Bills side. Let's just hope this game isn't a 20-point game at halftime, and let's just
I
hope
hope
that
it is a 20-point game at halftime so I can go to bed early.
that's fair. That's fair.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Leave a comment down below on what you think about this game, who you have winning it, and if you think that the Bills are winning it like we do, if you think that, Miami's going to be able to keep it close. Um, like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're not, if you want to see more videos where we got our Sunday slate video coming out on Sunday. So stay tuned for that one. And if Dean's got nothing else, I got nothing else. We're signing off and we'll see you all in the next one. Peace.
Peace.